How's the knee feeling, and how do you think you'll be able to go tomorrow?
Feels all right. I think I'll be able to go.
So I guess, was it something that you were concerned about in the moment when it happened during that game, or is it something that just kind of popped up afterwards?
It was something in the moment for sure. I don't know if you saw the replay, but thought I lost my left leg. But after, I think just after adrenaline and stuff kind of wears down, you feel it a little bit more. So
How frustrating is it not being able to have the team this early in the season? Pretty frustrating.
it's frustrating all the time. It doesn't matter when. Just knowing that I can go out there and help in some kind of way to possibly win and close out a game. So it's always frustrating not playing.
I guess watching it from the side, I guess what's kind of been your perspective these last two games? What have you kind of seen?
Rebounding, we need to get better at. I think at times when teams go on runs, we have to be able to withstand that a little bit better. But I think collectively it's probably finishing out games. Last game to me was kind of a chalk up. We didn't play the way we usually do. We normally do. But the games before that, man, just finishing out games, being able to in that last 5 minutes control the tempo.
Last year, Alvin talked about wanting to get to 43-point attempts a game. This year, you've already had a game with 50. I think you keep pushing that up. Is it by design you guys want to take more and more three-pointers this year?
I guess I would say so. Good three-pointers. But that comes with spacing, that comes with moving the ball, that comes with chemistry. But I think so, especially corner threes. Pretty much the whole league's doing it, right? Where the three-point shot is becoming more valued than a two-point shot. But you got somebody like B.I. who's just a mid-range killer. So, yeah, at that point, I guess I'm taking those. But if we could sprinkle in more threes, that'd be great.
There's been a big differential in free throws between how much you guys have shot and how much you've allowed. Is there something defensively you guys can do better to try to improve that or reduce that?
I guess stop fouling and then get fouled. Man, I don't know. I don't get fouls called on me for some reason. So either way. So, yeah, stop fouling and get fouled.
What's it been like watching Bi's emergence through these first 4 games and the way he's played?
I mean, B.I. has always had that. I think we've seen it from years past where if he gets it anywhere in the post, anywhere in the mid-range, that's pretty much automatic. He's damn near 7 feet tall. So very, very tough guard. Tough guard to handle down in the post, just being able to have smaller guys on him. And then if he's out on the perimeter, he usually has bigger guys on him. So definitely an advantage our way.
Do you feel like he's doing anything different than what you remember him doing in LA?
I just think he's being more aggressive. He has a little bit more freedom, maybe even a little more clarity while playing. It just kind of seems like here he's more relaxed and can just kind of play the game he wants to play.
Have you noticed Nikhil kind of settle down? Things look like it's kind of slowing down for him a little bit these last couple games.
Yeah, I think. Everybody kind of goes through a slump where, he played so well in preseason, and then whatever happened in those first couple of games. But I think it's a rhythm. Once he gets a rhythm back, again, to me, he's still a very good player. Penetrated, can get to the paint, he can shoot. To me, he can do a lot of everything very well.
It seems like Brandon is shooting threes better than he has in his whole career. Is there something that you guys are doing offensively that's helping him get more open shots, or anything specifically that you can point to? Why
I guess I would say part of it is our offense. Maybe when he was with the Lakers, they wanted him down there to be able to post and kind of get in the mid-post. But for us, we kind of shy away from the two-pointers. And for him, like I said, if he has a big on him, they're leaving him at three. So we can see just from mid-range that he can shoot. So to be able to step out the three and make it look so easy is an advantage for us.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Drew.
Thanks, Drew.
what the summer was like for you?
I think I've done an okay job getting to some spots. I've been trying to take what the defense has given me over the past 4 games, and my teammates has helped me out a lot, just putting me in those spots and swinging the basketball and creating for me. So I think I'm just missing shots that I can make. I know when I go back and watch film, I'm seeing that I can make certain shots, I can make certain moves where I miss passes on guys that on kickouts where they're open. So I see different things, but I feel like I've done okay.
Considering, the injury had you out, for a big chunk of the summer, are you happy about where you are right now, physically, mentally, all that kind of stuff?
Mentally, I'm happy where I am. Just going through all the stuff that I've been through. Physically, I knew after the season that I wanted to be better physically. I wanted to feel better, my energy, everything in my body. But I'm getting there. I'm trying to feel better every single night, and my recovery and everything. But mentally, I'm feeling really good.
Bro, what's been the biggest difference between the Lakers offense and this offense as far as when you fit into it? You feel like
Just moving the basketball at all times, trying to find the best shot for our guys. I get to create a little bit more. We get to show a little bit more.
is something you're a lot more comfortable with here? I mean, just as far as the offense, you feel more comfortable in the offense? Or?
I'm getting there. I'm getting more comfortable as I continue to play games, as I continue to practice, just trying to find my spots and how I can help other players on the basketball floor.
You're off to a really good start, 3-point shooting wise, among other things, scoring, and both percentage wise, and that you've made a lot of them. Is there something that you can attribute to why you've been so good in that area so far?
To God be the glory. Just prayers. I think I've been blessed with a really, really good talent. I just come in here and try to work every single day. I don't think where I want to be. I've made some shots, but like I said, I've missed a lot of shots that I think I can make. But just continuing to repeat these shots over and over again when I come into practice, and when I get into games, it just becomes muscle memory.
How much is, I know you and Lonzo will be down here shooting with Fred a lot. How much has Fred kind of helped in getting your shot kind of where you want it right now?
Fred has been a big confidence builder every single day. Just coming in here for both me and Lonzo, just coming in, trying to find the proper way to shoot the basketball and the way that's comfortable for us. So he's done a good job just building our confidence every single day that we come in here.
You talked after the first games about one of the biggest challenges for you was figuring out how your skill set fit into this system and kind of making that adjustment. I guess what was the biggest adjustment for you kind of figuring that whole process out?
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out, actually. I'm kind of used to trying to make my way of just getting to the basket or getting to my spot on the floor, just trying to shoot the basketball, score the basketball. I think the biggest adjustment is just moving without the basketball. After you pass the ball, relocating. I think that's the biggest part for us, because that's something that they touch on when we come into practice. It's when we move the ball, making sure that we stay active and moving off the basketball. So that was probably the biggest adjustment.
And that's something you've pretty much never done, right? Even going back to high school, college, that's something you've never done. You've always had the ball in your hand, being able to control everything, right?
In high school, I was pretty much point guard. College, I was off ball a lot, but Coach K told me to go get the basketball. But here, it's just, I figured that you got to know how to do everything on the floor when you're a basketball player. And I think that what makes me positionless on the basketball floor, just trying to do everything.
Thanks, man.
mattress king.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's the mattress king, yeah.
$1 million
bet tonight.
I guarantee you, he was a happy guy last night.
You think Drew and Favors will play tomorrow night?
I'm not real sure. I mean, obviously, it'll be a game time decision. Drew did practice today. Fave did not. So we'll just have to wait and see. I hadn't talked to anybody yet after practice to see kind of what the status is. Drew was pretty good today, so I would anticipate him playing. With Fave, like I said, I don't know. We'll have to see there.
He did a little more than he did yesterday, Drew?
Yeah, I mean, he just went through the whole practice today. Everything, the contact and everything. So, like I said, unless there are some soreness afterwards or something, I would anticipate him playing, yeah.
Did Fave go? Is it still just knee soreness? Did y'all get it looked at or MRI?
I'm not real sure everything that's going on there. And like I said, I don't like to speculate until I know all the details. So I'm sure I'll talk to Aaron and those guys afterwards and see what the status is.
And Brandon talked about one of his adjustments coming here was learning how to be more effective playing off of the ball. He said, his whole life he's been the guy with the ball in his hands. What do you think? How good of a job do you think he's done in that facet of his game?
I think he's gotten better at it. I think he's gotten much better at it. Like I said, we've got all of these guys playing in a free-flowing system that they're not really accustomed to playing in. So we've had our struggles, and in some areas we've been really good and have gotten better at it. So, like I said, we're a work in progress. We just got to continue to do it. But that's not our biggest problem. Our biggest problem is that we got to play without fouling, and we got to become a better rebounding team. That's to me the two things, and containing the ball. As far as the other things, that's going to come, and they're going to get better at it. And we've shown improvements in all those areas. We just got to make a bigger jump in some of the other areas.
What are some of the things, I mean, you may have mentioned one of them as far as containing the ball, but to reduce the free throws that you're allowing?
Well, we got to stop flying. We got to stop fouling. I mean, we literally has to stop fouling. And I don't think it's that, we're getting a bad whistle or anything, or the officials. I just think we're fouling, and we've got to do a better job of playing and keeping our hands out of the play. And we've got to do a better job of moving our feet and keeping the offensive player in front of us without reaching in.
You guys, last year you said a lot that you wanted to get to 43-point attempts a game. This year you've already hit 50 once. Is it by design to take more threes in this offense this year?
No, I mean, I think with the pace we're trying to play, and I think the pace has been a little bit disappointing, but I think if you're not a good rebounding team, that also has an effect on the pace of the game also. So that's why I say we got to become a better rebounding team so that our pace is better and our spacing is better, and we've got to come up with more. We got to have some more easy baskets, and we're not getting the type of easy baskets that we need to playing the style of play that we are.
How much of a positive has it been Brandon's been great offensively in every area, but just his three-point shooting is probably the best he's done so far in the NBA. How much of a...
Well, I said to somebody, Fred Vinson is the guy that works with all of our shooters, and I think he's as good as anybody. And you can go back and you can ask, Tyreek Evans, talk to him. I mean, he was in his 20s and he was mid-30s. I think Fred does a good job of breaking down their shots. I think he is really good at communicating and letting them understand that these are the areas that you got to get better in from the mechanics of your shot. And I think, he's outstanding in what he's done. And I think you'll see Brandon continue to improve. Lonzo, the same thing, Lonzo's got to take a couple of the bad ones out, but if you do that, he's a 40% three-point shooter right now.
In a couple of these games, end-of-game situations, when it's been close, you've gone to that super small lineup with Kenrich at the small ball five. I guess what have you liked about that group so far?
Oh, I think, we have a bunch of guys out there that can make plays. Obviously in the Houston game, it was tough for our big guys because what they basically do is try to create a situation where your big end up on James Harden. And we tried to eliminate that by playing a smaller lineup. Thought we did a good job. The bottom line is that they made a couple of plays at the end and we didn't, So that's something that we'll look at. Maybe we can play that lineup, but it also depended on the matchups on the other team. We can't play that lineup if they're going to have two really bigs in the game that's going to pound the boards on us.
And I guess we always ask you about the depth and all of these bench guys you're playing. And I think it's easy to forget about Kenrich sometimes and what he contributes. So I guess, what do you like about what he brings off of the bench and adds to that group?
Well, I just don't think he's a stat guy. I don't think you can pick up a stat sheet and say Kendrick played well or he played poorly. I think he's the guy that, I think maybe the coaches appreciate him a lot more than the fans do. I mean, I think that, he's a guy he's going to be in the right place defensively. He's going to set screens if he need to. He knows when to cut, when not to. So all of those things are things that really doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but he's a good, solid player for us.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.